So you're just realising that I'm the only non-Brummie.
It's gone from Radio Scotland to Radio Birmingham. Yeah, lovely.
A very good morning to you both.
Yes,
We've
good
got
morning.
creator Stephen Knight and actor from the show, SAS Rogue Heroes, Gwilym Lee. Good to have you both here. Thanks for coming
Yes,
in.
good morning.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
All right, talk to us then. I mean, you've got this new show, the new series coming out on New Year's Day, Series 2. It's been a hit. I mean, it's top rated on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. You must be thrilled from the work you've created, Stephen.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, to have the source material that we've got with the true story of the SAS in North Africa is remarkable. Sometimes I have to sort of dial things back a bit because people wouldn't believe the actual things that happened. So for me, it was a pleasure to do the North Africa campaign. Series 2 is the Italian campaign, which is even more remarkable, even more packed with action. And what I've tried to do is, as well as telling that remarkable story, is to do justice to the heroism of the soldiers, but also to find out who they were, how they were affected, and how they managed to survive.
I wanted to ask you, what are the biggest issues you face when you're, making a war series?
Well, I suppose on the practical side, it's budget, because you're going to be blowing stuff up, and you're going to be shooting guns and stuff, and all of that, and it's period as well, all of which costs money. But somehow we have a team who managed to make it look 10 times more expensive than it actually is. And we've got a fantastic cast, including Gwilym, who's sitting here. And just somehow, with the ingenuity of the people making the show, a little bit of cleverness where possible in the script, and also with the performances, I think we do justice to the story.
What about for you, Gwilym, then coming on, taking in this role? I mean, how important was it for you to make sure, as Stephen's saying, you're executing it the way you should properly, because it's such a huge part to take on and get right?
Yeah, absolutely. We all felt that weight of responsibility to do justice to these men's stories, really, because they were, heroes in their own right. And there's a number of us that came on for the second season, knowing how big a hit the first season was, and you just, not only do you want to do justice to the stories, but you also want to do justice to the show and to Stephen's great work and all the work that the boys did the cast did in the first season. So the stakes are pretty high. But we were kind of welcomed with open arms. It's a brilliant cast of actors, and I felt a little bit sheepish coming in to have a little jolly in Croatia when they'd been cutting their teeth in the Sahara Desert during COVID.
Timed well then.
Yeah, timed it
Good
pretty
for you,
well.
Gwilym.
Yeah.
Because it's based on true events, like you says there, like it must be such an honour to be part of it. You're playing parts of real life events that have happened.
Yeah.
That must be a big thing for you.
It's a huge honour, and it just means that, when things get a little bit hard on set, you're a bit tired or it's a bit hot or something, you kind of put it into perspective. Like our job is not that hard. We get to go back to a hotel at the end of the night and rest up and come back the next day, and the story is bigger than us.
Yeah. Can I ask you as well, as the creator then, Stephen, when Gwilym's cast and you have casting directors, do you have to like get final sign off?
Yeah,
the way
I
you
mean,
envisioned it?
Yeah, you get contenders, and then you get a smaller group of contenders, and then on occasion, and I'm sparing Gwilym's blushes, sometimes you just go, that's the one.
What was it about Gwilym that you knew?
I mean, people will see when they see the series that he plays Bill Sterling, who is the older brother of the hero of the first series, who's now in Colditz. And what it required was someone who was going to try to impose some sort of conventional order on these renegades and these rogues. But at the same time, with another hat on, he's going to the brass, to the authorities, and saying, leave him alone. So he's doing two jobs. And it required that sort of a kind of upper class confidence, but that was also accessible, if you see what I mean. And I know that when Gwilym, we were having this conversation before, where life imitating art, where Gwilym steps into this band of actors, just as Bill stepped into this band of soldiers, felt a bit intimidated and had to overcome it. And as you'll see, Gwilym plays that role perfectly.
Good for you.
Thanks very much. Yeah, desperately trying to assert myself in front of these intimidating blokes. Yeah.
You do. You're doing a great job and a huge opportunity for you.
Oh yeah.
Now you're in with Stephen. You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
You do never know. I mean, it's a huge opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah. What was it? Upper class authority. Well, never been described as having that before.
But accessible.
Yes, exactly.
Don't forget the accessible bit. You know.
I'll make notes.
Can I ask you, Stephen, because you've made so many great series and so many fans, especially Peaky Blinders, you know, Birmingham, the amazing things that have done. What inspired you to make this series? Was it similar sort of?
There was a connection in that, because when the idea was put forward, my dad was in the 8th Army in North Africa, so he fought in the North Africa campaign. And when I was a kid, I used to say to him, "So what was it like?" And he said, "Oh, we just used to play cowboys and Indians." Then I found out he'd won all these medals and done all these things, and none of them talked about it. And so part of it for me was to find out actually what really happened, you know, because all the blokes when they came back absolutely minimised what they'd been through, didn't go on about it. And so, you know, it's always been a little bit of a mystery, especially the SAS, whose history was a secret because they were a secret regiment. And so a lot of it has not been, you know, their stories have not been told. And this was an opportunity to tell the stories of some of the most remarkable people in the Second World War.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Gwilym, just remember now you were in Bohemian Rhapsody as well.
Yeah.
Well done on Brian May.
Thanks very much.
Almost better than the real Brian May.
Oh well, I would never say that. Yeah. I'm nothing without the wig. Yeah.
No, it was excellent, and two outstanding characters and everything that you're working on. And I know you hear this all the time, Stephen, but you know, on behalf of every talkSPORT listener, by order of the Peaky Blinders, what an amazing creation from you.
Yeah, we just wrapped on Friday. We wrapped on the movie.
Oh my God, how is it? Tell me everything.
I mean, everybody says this about rushes and about assemblies, that, oh my God, it's brilliant. It is beyond belief. I mean, it's another level. And the cast, you know, we got Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, I love him.
Who's unbelievable.
Saltburn, Gabby Saltburn.
Yes.
Yeah, and Tim Roth, Rebecca Ferguson, and you know, the cast from the series as well. And Cillian, Oscar winner, Golden Globe winner, as humble as ever, as hardworking as ever, leading the line. It was a pleasure. It was hard work. There's a lot of weather involved, but the way it has come together, I've never known Cillian in particular so happy.
Do you know what's incredible for me as well is when you hear about actors. I remember hearing about actors in like Game of Thrones. When it finished, they couldn't handle it.
Yeah,
they couldn't handle the fact that it was over.
Yeah,
are you getting that from some of the actors that work for you? Of like, Peaky Blinders is going to be over. Like, what? Can't make one more season. Show.
Yeah. No,
it's hard for them, isn't it?
For some, I mean, most of them, fortunately for us, what has happened? Because in the American system, like Game of Thrones, they get an actor who's unknown and they tie him in for like 5 years. They can't go anywhere else. They can't do anything else. Mm-hmm. So in the end, that means that's all I've ever done. What we did, either foolishly or nicely, we never tied people in, which meant that a lot of times some of our actors went off and did other things, and it meant I had to write them out, and people say, "Why did you kill that person?" I said, well, they weren't available. But what it means is a lot of our core actors have gone on to do other things and have, you know, carved out careers, which is great. And it's good for them, it's good for us, I think.
Absolutely. I think it offers that, I don't know, like a trust as well, that you can set them free and bring them back. I don't know.
Exactly, yeah, it's like from kids.
Yeah. Gwilym, somebody we talk about here, maybe not so much anymore, is Gareth Southgate. And you're going to play him in Dear England.
Correct, yeah.
How is the prep for that going? Because I mean, we know Gareth, I think, inside out, you know.
Oh, do you?
The talkSPORT listeners, I think they know him. I mean, Gabby hammers him.
Yeah, okay.
So you can take out on Gwilym.
I'll have to pick your brains, but now that I'm playing Gareth Southgate, I'm here to defend him to the hilt. So we'll have to have serious words outside. No, it's gonna. I'm so thrilled to be a part of it, and it's a continuation of the conversation because they're kind of reworking the play to include the 24 tournament and then his departure as well. So it's a work in progress, and it's great to join that play. It was a brilliant production. So,
it's brilliant. It's won awards as well. I think a few of the guys, I think Jim White went to see it actually at one point as well, but I know this is weird to do on air, but can we get your best Gareth
Absolutely not, no. Rehearsals start on the 28th of January. You can ask me back after that.
But like, are you already, have you got it nailed?
Oh man, I am totally zoned in and non-stop listening to podcasts and
please.
audiobooks and I'm not ready to share.
Millions of people.
I've only just been offered the part. They might take it away from me for some public radio.
He is nonsense.
I'm not a natural football supporter. I never really grew up with it, so I'm kind of coming at it from an outsider's point of view, which I'm taking as a positive, because as you've just said, there's so many preconceived ideas and opinions about the man and his tenure, whereas I'm trying to come at it with an open mind and an open heart. So yeah, I'm trying to learn football from scratch.
Fair enough. When's that on stage?
It's going to be on from March the 10th until the 28th of May in London at the Olivier Stage at the National, and then it's going to be on in Salford for a month after that at the Lowry.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
and New Year's Day we can watch series 2 of SAS Rogue Heroes.
Can I just say as well, like, I watch the same things all the time. If it's not a war film, obsessed with war series, old school Italian, good fella, I'm watching the same stuff. My missus is like, oh, you're putting that on again, she'll go somewhere else. So looking forward to this New Year's Day, because these are the things that I love to watch.
You won't be disappointed.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
It's
lovely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Thank you, Stephen Knight, the creator, Gwilym Lee, who is starring in this new show, the new series coming out, SAS Rogue Heroes, TV screens New Year's Day, 9 o'clock, BBC One to be precise. Guys, have a very Merry Christmas when it comes.
Thank you, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. Happy
Thank
Christmas.
you for coming in.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.